Welcome to this short practice on designing your life to live your values. So hopefully you're clear on what some of your values are at this point. If you're not, we had a practice video from day 7 of 15 days towards peace and purpose around looking at your values. And you can go back and do that practice. Otherwise, you can also just take a moment to have a quick brainstorm about what's most important to you. Now for this practice in general, I really want to invite a playful attitude. You don't have to get this exactly right. We can always go back and revise things. And a lot of these types of practices require us to do them over and over. We kind of revise and re-revise and re-revise as we learn. So I do encourage you to use pen and paper for this practice. So if you don't have pen and paper, pause this video and go and get it. And if you haven't, write down a few words to summarize what's truly important to you. Once you've got that, we're going to write down, what does it look like to have lived your life from those values? So project yourself forward, far into the future. And it helps at this point to slow down a little bit, down-regulate. As we soften into a different type of attention. Imagine this you far in the future, standing tall and proud, feeling so good about yourself. From so much life lived with so much value. If you have values around family, you might be imagining how beautiful all of your time spent with your family is. If you have values around career and doing meaningful work and abundance, you might imagine how that's gone for you. What meaningful work have you been doing? What wealth have you created for yourself? And as you're imagining, start writing down some of these things. Just a few words or a few lines just to help you remember. Particularly notice how you feel having lived your values for so long, what it's created for you. And if you need more time, you can pause here. Now we're going to move on. Take a new page and start brainstorming what some of the important goals you could have that would help you start to create the possibilities you were just imagining. These goals could be between 3 and 10 years. If we take the example of values around family, there might be a goal around find a partner, or a goal around have my relationship with my mum feel beautiful, whatever it is for you. Make sure the goal though is significant enough that it feels quite big. It's like a big step. If it's around work stuff, the goal might be have my own business, making whatever it is, 100 grand a month. Be free to dream here. Don't worry about whether it's super feasible or not. The key is it needs to feel inspiring, and it needs to feel like it's an expression of what is most valuable to you in your life. And it's okay if you're wrong. That's what seems true right now. If you need more time, pause the video at this point. Now let's move on. So take a new page. So now we've got our big picture view, and now we want to do more short horizon. So in the next week, 2 weeks, have a think about what are some actions you could take to move you towards those goals. Now, what's important now is that it doesn't have to be massive. Small steps are okay. And some of these small steps might be planning steps. There might be steps to, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to schedule some time to put a business plan together, or sit down and think through my calendar and how I'm going to start making more time to spend with the people that I love. What's key is that the step is going to feel energizing somehow. It's going to have you feel like you're starting to live your values more. So it can be great to have 3 to 5 actions for a week. Obviously, it depends on what else you've got going on. And the last step is thinking about when you're actually going to do these things. might even like to put it into your calendar. Or as Prem likes to do, set an alarm in her phone for when she's going to do it. And as you're planning when you're going to do these actions, see yourself doing it. There's a way in which we can commit to taking an action in the future such that we know we're going to do it. And if it feels like you can't do the things that you've written down, do less. Only commit to what you truly believe you are going to commit to. And lastly, find a time when you're going to review how you went with your actions. This is where I recommend a weekly review, where you look back, look at how you went, look at how you feel these actions took you towards, or maybe not, ultimately where you want to be going. And in that reflection, you can then go through this process again. Connect back to this big picture view. And consider what is going to be the next little step towards making this happen. It's consistent action over an extended period that can create amazing results. We tend to underestimate what we can do over an extended period, and we tend to overestimate what we can do in a shorter period. Consistency is key here. I hope you've got some valuable actions you can take towards living your values now. Thank you.